apologise now because basically most of my speech has already been said. So there's going to be quite a lot of repetition. God, that was just what you kids have done tonight. Amazing. Anyway, I'll do my best to get through this as quickly as I can. As you all know, I'm a very, very lucky man to be here tonight. 4 years ago next month, I was unwell in Portugal on one of our boys' golf trips that means so much to me. And the upshot was a saddle emboli. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's a double clot on the lung. I found out afterwards from my specialist that 99% of people who get that just drop dead. They don't know they have it, they just go. So I count my blessings. I thank God I'm alive on a regular basis, and I truly do. I wake up most mornings and I thank God that I'm alive. And it's why I really want to celebrate tonight. I've got wonderful family and friends, and you're all here tonight. And I can't believe that I've lived already 34 of my 60 years without my dad, who I miss a lot. What I wanted to do was talk to you about some of the highlights of my life and one or two of the things that haven't gone so well. So my highlights start with, would you believe the first thing I put down? Singing congratulations at Stanmore Shore when I was 10. And I did win, and there were plenty of people in the competition.
That's what they all say. They were all five.
To be politically correct, I'll say I enjoyed both my first and second wedding days. The birth of my kids, particularly that very special moment when Alison was lying in bed about to give birth to James, and I said to her in a very cool and calm way, Ali, shall I get the video out now? Suffice it to say, I can't tell you what her response was, but it included a fair number of swear words. In terms of my life, 3 of the best days of my life, in fact, probably the 3 best days of my life, have been my boys' bar mitzvahs and Samantha and Justin's wedding. And I know a lot of you people were there, and those were 3 very, very special times for me. Another one was Samantha's graduation, when she got a first-class honours degree from Birmingham, which made me very proud. And another big day for me was walking my beautiful sister down the aisle 25 years ago tomorrow. 25 years ago. Unbelievable. Happy anniversary to Karen and Nigel. Still together. I was also extremely proud to stand on the bimmer when Sam got bar mitzvahed. It was a very proud day for me. I've also enjoyed the crown parties, Ali's 50th and her 40th. Samantha's 30th here was great as well. The day I got my chartered accountant's result, opening the envelope with my dad sitting on my bed, that was a special moment. The double, well, the first double, and that Charlie George goal at Wembley in '71, and the game against Liverpool in '89 when Michael Thomas won us the league. Especially Man United in Cardiff in 2005, which was the first cup final that I was able to go to with both James and Mark. And now, for me, just going to watch Arsenal or Brentford with my 2 boys is really special. I've also had the honour to meet some legends, and you saw 1 or 2 of them there. Bergkamp, Pele, Wrighty. I don't know if many of you know this, but actually I've appeared on TV quite a few times. We do. Do you? Okay, so how many of you know that I was interviewed live on Watchdog by Anne Robinson?
No.
I didn't think you knew that about that one, but I did.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. I appeared on a quiz show, but I can't remember the name of the show. It was... No, it wasn't Countdown. No, it wasn't one of them. Michael's been on 15 to 1. I actually got past the first interview on Blind Date. I never made the programme. I actually got past the first interview. And of course, I've been interviewed live on Christmas Day by Jim White. I've also been inside 10 Downing Street. That's pretty special. And I've even been in the same room as Prince William. And of course, there's been some low points too. The day back in 1982 when we went into the doctor's room and he said, "I'm really sorry to tell you, we've opened your dad up and we've just sewed him back up again because there's nothing we can do." They gave him 6 months and he only lasted 4.5. I also remember much earlier in my life sitting in hospital and watching my mum and dad leave me as a 4-year-old to have my tonsils and adenoids out. Fighting for my daughter when her mother wanted to emigrate to America and winning that battle. But losing the war 2 years later when she emigrated and Sam asked me not to fight, so I didn't. I'm pretty proud of the fact that I didn't do that. Thankfully, she came back 2 years later. Diabetes Day. That was in the day in the kitchen when both Ali and James were in hospital, and I stood in the kitchen and cried my eyes out because there was just no one to turn to. No one who understood what I was going through. Losing to Barcelona in the 2006. We played with 10 men, we murdered them, and we were 10 minutes from victory. And on a similar note, losing to Leeds and Swindon in 1968 and 69 in the League Cup finals. I cried myself to sleep both times.
You have to mention that.
It's a low point. And now to the highest point, one of the highest points, my kids. I'm so proud of all 3 of you. What you've only done tonight is just incredible. As I've said to a number of people over the years, there is no greater gift in life than having your own children. Sam, you are gorgeous, determined, hard-working, a little fussy on the eating side. And you've always lacked self-confidence, which is completely ridiculous because you're so good at everything. And I love you with all my heart.
Sorry.
James, on the other hand, is a pretty confident kind of guy. He's good looking and he's talented.
Your words, not mine.
He can do whatever he wants to do if he sets his mind to it. And he's now realised that the harder you work, the luckier you get. Which reminds me of some of my favourite sayings. Which will make the boys laugh. And just may resonate with one or two of you tonight. No one plans to fail. But too many people fail to plan. Ruthless in decision.
Magnanimous
in execution. And of course, my watchword in life. What you can measure, you can manage. And if you don't measure it, you can't manage it.
I've never heard that.
The fundamentals. On to my son Mark. Handsome, but so sensitive, so thoughtful and caring. A grafter, and he's going to make one woman very lucky indeed one day.
Not just one.
I'm so proud of my 3 children, and I want them to know how much I love them. Oh, I'm sure they do. And how lucky I really feel to have you as my kids. You are amazing. Luck is what you need in life, and I've had more than my fair share. Like the time this chap's in a pub having a drink with an old mate. He complains about his accountant, and his mate says, "Oh, you should meet my accountant. He's Cliff Crown." Well, that chap was Phil over there. And here I am almost 6 years later, CFO at Smart Odds and chairman of Brentford, and privileged to work with Phil and Nitty, who have become such wonderful and supportive friends. Thank you, guys. You are all here today because I wanted you to share this special evening with me. In different ways, I feel a bond with all of you. I can't name everybody, but there are just a few I wanted to mention in particular. First and foremost, Irene, who is the Crown Household's 4th emergency service. Where we would be without Irene, I'd never know. To Susanna and Sam, my surrogate kids, who mean so much to me. I met them 26 years ago at a dinner party where I was supposed to be meeting a woman, but actually the women weren't much good, but the kids were fabulous, and I've loved them to bits ever since. And to Alan, who saved me when I was at a very low point in my life back in 1990. I'd lost everything, and Alan, I could never repay the debt I owe you for what you did for me. I can't name all of you. Well, actually I could, but we'd be here longer than Graham's speech at Adam's Bar Mitzvah.
Shots fired.
But I do want you all to know that Ali and I are lucky to call you our friends. Please give generously, or if you've already given, thank you for donating to cliffturns60 at justgiving.com. Watching my mother turn from the gregarious and strong woman to a shadow of her former self, and seeing what Alzheimer's has done to her and to others in the nursing home proves to me that we have to find a cure, because statistically 1 in 5 of us tonight will get it. And now to my beautiful wife, Ali. You are, without doubt, the nicest person I have ever met. You are so kind and caring. There is just not a bad bone in your body. And of course, you are so patient. And you never forget anything. I love you with all my heart. You are a wonderful wife, mother and confidant who never forgets to tell me how much she loves me and how lucky she is. But then, of course, she puts me in my place, reminds me how lucky I am too. You are an incredible friend, daughter-in-law and sister-in-law. And I love you with all my heart. In fact, she has said that if she goes before me, she wants to come back as my iPhone, because she says I stroke it more than her. Thanks to David, more commonly known as Chief, for being such a great mate. We've known each other for 50 years since Stanmore Club days, and as you heard, we met again just before his 21st birthday while studying. He really cares about me, and I love him and his family to bits. Well, here's my wish list for the future. Good health and happiness so that I can enjoy another 20 years with my family and friends. No pressure, but becoming a grandpa is pretty high up on that list too.
No pressure here.
I'm single.
Sorry, Sam. Sorry, Justin. Opening the new stadium for Brentford and being chairman when we get into the Premier League.
It's gonna happen.
And finally, finding a bit more spare time. An 8th day in the week really wouldn't go amiss. Please enjoy the rest of the evening and make this another brilliant Crown affair. Thank you very much.